My journey to freedom. How I defeated a narcissist. Hey everyone. I want to share a deeply personal story about my experience with a narcissist and how I ultimately broke free from their grip. It wasn't easy, and it took a lot of courage, but I hope my story can inspire and help others who might be in a similar situation. I first met Alex at a friend's party. He was charming, funny, and seemed genuinely interested in me. We clicked instantly, and I felt like I had met someone who truly understood me. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a long, tumultuous journey. In the early days, Alex showered me with attention and compliments. He made me feel like the most important person in the world. But soon, subtle red flags started to appear. He would get upset if I didn't text back immediately, or he'd sulk if I spent time with friends without him. At first, I brushed it off, thinking he just cared a lot about me. As time went on, Alex's behavior became more controlling. He'd criticize my clothes, my friends, and even my family. He wanted to be involved in every aspect of my life. It felt suffocating, but whenever I tried to bring it up, he'd turn it around and make me feel guilty for not appreciating his love and care. One of the hardest parts was the gaslighting. Alex had a way of twisting reality to make me doubt my own memories and perceptions. If I confronted him about something hurtful, he said, he'd deny it and accuse me of being too sensitive or imagining things. Over time, I started to believe him. I felt like I was losing my mind. The emotional roller coaster was exhausting. There were days when Alex would be sweet and loving, making me feel like the luckiest person alive. But those days were always followed by periods of coldness, criticism, and manipulation. It was a constant push and pull that left me emotionally drained. One night, after yet another argument, where I ended up apologizing for something I didn't even do, I broke down in tears. I realized that I had lost myself in this toxic relationship. I barely recognized the person I had become, someone who was always anxious, walking on eggshells, and constantly seeking approval from someone who would never truly give it. That night, I decided enough was enough. I had to take back control of my life, but I knew it wouldn't be easy. Alex had a way of pulling me back in every time I tried to distance myself. I needed a plan. First, I confided in a close friend, Sarah, who had always been there for me. Telling her everything was like lifting a huge weight off my shoulders. She was shocked by the extent of Alex's manipulation and control. Sarah helped me see that I wasn't crazy or overreacting. I was being abused, plain and simple. With Sarah's support, I started setting small boundaries. I stopped responding to Alex's texts immediately and made plans with friends without asking for his permission. Each small step was a victory, but Alex noticed the change. He started to panic, trying to regain control by being extra nice or, conversely, by throwing tantrums when things didn't go his way. One day, after a particularly heated argument, I made the decision to end things. I told Alex that I couldn't do it anymore, that I needed to focus on myself and my own happiness. Predictably, he tried to manipulate me into staying, alternating between love bombing and guilt tripping. But this time, I stood my ground. The weeks following the breakup were some of the hardest I've ever experienced. Alex bombarded me with messages, trying every trick in the book to get me back. There were moments when I doubted myself, wondering if I had made a mistake. But every time I felt weak, I reminded myself of the pain and confusion I had endured. I leaned heavily on Sarah and my other friends during this time. They reminded me of who I was before Alex and helped me rediscover my own strength. I also started seeing a therapist who taught me about narcissistic abuse and helped me rebuild my shattered self-esteem. One of the most important steps in my healing journey was learning to trust myself again. Alex had made me doubt my own thoughts and feelings for so long that it took time to reconnect with my inner voice. But gradually, I started to listen to myself and trust my own judgment. I also focused on self-care. I picked up old hobbies that I had abandoned during my relationship with Alex. I started painting again, went hiking, and even took a solo trip to a place I'd always wanted to visit. These activities reminded me of my own passions and helped me reclaim my identity. As the months passed, I felt myself growing stronger. Alex's hold on me weakened, and I stopped caring about what he thought or wanted. I blocked him on all social media and changed my phone number to cut off any remaining avenues of contact. It was liberating. The final piece of the puzzle was forgiveness, not for Alex, but for myself. I had to forgive myself for staying in a toxic relationship for so long and for not recognizing the signs earlier. I had to let go of the guilt and shame that I carried. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary for my healing. Looking back, I see that my experience with Alex taught me invaluable lessons about self-worth, boundaries, and resilience. I learned to recognize the red flags and trust my instincts. I became more assertive and confident in my relationships, both with others and with myself. Today, I'm in a much better place. I'm surrounded by supportive friends and family who love me for who I am. I've rebuilt my life on my own terms, and I've found a sense of peace and happiness that I never thought possible. Alex is no longer a part of my life, and I've made sure to keep it that way. If you're dealing with a narcissist or find yourself in a toxic relationship, know that you're not alone. It's not your fault, and you deserve so much better. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist who can help you see the situation clearly and support you in taking the necessary steps to break free. Remember, it's never too late to reclaim your life and your happiness. You have the strength within you to overcome even the most challenging circumstances. Take it one day at a time and be kind to yourself along the way. Healing is a journey, but it's one that leads to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it resonates with you and provides some comfort or inspiration. If you found this story helpful or know someone who might benefit from hearing it, please share it. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories and insights. Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts or share your own experiences. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are stronger than you know.